Welcome to Birds and Swords. Literally, I'm a parrot, she's a raven, I'm Micah, she's Alyssa, and we're going to quickly talk about what we've been playing as birds.
Okay, what we've been playing. Let's talk about what we've been playing. I'll go... No, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, you go first. Tell us what you just finished. No, you just finished two things. You just take it away.
All right. Well, first, I finished the Plucky Squire, which you recommended to me.
Ooh, yeah, it is. Yeah, yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I loved it. It's so creative and unique. It actually pulled me out of my video game funk. I hadn't gamed in like weeks, maybe a month or two. And you just recommended this cozy puzzle game. You play through a storybook as a little Plucky Squire, and you solve like puzzles that are word-based.
Yeah.
Very low risk combat, very fun, quirky characters, very creative designs, and then you can jump out of the book too. A lot of the puzzles are outside of the book.
That's the coolest part.
Yeah.
Is you like exist in this storybook world, and it's all animated that way. But then you can jump out of the book to your kid, I guess you could say, kind of like a Toy Story thing, and. Like each time you jump out, you're in a 3D world, and you're basically in the environment of however the kid was. It's a he, right?
Yeah.
I think it's he. Like how he was playing at the time.
Yeah.
So the room will be set up like different each time, but it's all 3D, and then you can use items and bring them into the book and everything. Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, I mean, you tilt the book and things will roll on the page, like in the story. Like, yeah. It was just very. I mean, it's a game for creative minds, really. Like anybody that can enjoy some like artwork, and it's just so cute and different. And jumping into like you can jump into the kids' doodles when you're on the desk, and like you're like a little doodle, and there's like the playing card that's like Magic of the Gathering-esque, and then like you jump into those graphics, and you're like all buff and. It's just really fun. I loved it. It's just like a happy
There's like a
game.
whole magic like quest line with a woman that's like a magic card. That game was nominated for some things. I don't know if it won anything, but you can tell by playing it why it was nominated for stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely a cozy game. Definitely a feel-good game.
Yeah.
It's not too difficult. It's not too taxing.
It's silly.
Yeah. There were a couple times where I was like, where do I go to do this? Because sometimes you can't tell that you need to like walk up on the page. I don't know how to explain it.
Just kind of how it's laid out on the level.
But super, super cool game. It's pretty cheap, pretty short play, but if you need something positive and cozy, that's definitely it.
Yeah.
Definitely it.
So definitely recommend that one. Pretty short too. It was probably only like a 6-hour game. So just like a low commitment game. After playing all these huge games, it's just nice to get away from that.
Yeah.
So I beat that. And then long time coming, I beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Tell us all about it. You said you wanted to bitch about it.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Well, I'll start by saying the game is beautiful. They did great with the characters. They wrote them well. The voice actors did great. Too many fucking mini games.
Way too many fucking mini games.
It took me out of the experience. It was so many. And this is one of the only Final Fantasy games where I did not complete the side quests. There was a lot of side quests. I just said fuck it because it was slowing me down. And I didn't care. I did not care. And this game also did not need to be so open world. It was tedious. A lot of the side stuff. It could have been far more linear with an open world feel, if that makes sense. Like open up the world, but I didn't need to do all that.
And I was excited about that at first because I was like, it's all green and you're outside, because the remake you spend most of your time in Midgar, if not all of your time
beautiful.
in Midgar.
Yeah.
But it's dark and grimy and whatever. So I was like, oh, cool, change of pace. But I got the same vibe that you did. And then, like you said, when those mini games start to hit,
it's just one after another. You can't get away from them. And some of them are part of the main plot, so you literally can't get away from them. So I disliked, I think they didn't do the open world well. The combat was fine. I think they just like fell behind on a lot of other games with these similar styles. I think it was fine.
It was pretty similar to the first one.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
They built on it a little bit. Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of things that were different and I can't. So that just means it was probably too similar.
Yeah.
Which I guess is fine because God of War Ragnarok combat isn't that different than God of War 2018, I guess.
And they did some changes were really nice, like the way they introduced like Sid and Yuffie, like they hashed them out more. It felt like Vincent comes in, it felt like earlier. I loved that. My biggest issue with the game is truly the ending. Hated it. Cop out ending. Same. I probably can't do spoilers this early when it was. Yeah.
I won't. I'd avoid it.
Just cop out that we see Hollywood do all the time, and it just totally changes the plot. And I'll just say I don't want to play video games, and it pissed me off.
No, finish that sentence. You don't want to play video games.
That had such a tragic, incredible storyline plot that really made you feel something, and then they change it and say, well, actually, we're fine.
Well.
I hated it. I hated the major change they made. I hated it. I really do. I don't even know if I want to play the third one.
So you liked Remake, the first one, right?
Loved it.
Okay.
Other than like the wisp things, I didn't really care for them. That was like a weird artistic direction they took.
That was like the added part of the story. Yeah. So we will get a third one. I don't know when it'll come out. I'm guessing it will be called Reunion.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
It would. Disc 3. I feel like enough people bitched about that. Like I've seen it on Reddit and stuff. Fucking mini games.
Yeah.
That there'll probably still be some. I'm trying to remember the mini games that were in the first one.
You still had like the dolphin racing or whatever that was in there. I remember that. I'm glad they kept that.
You do the show at the place in the first one. That's kind of a mini game.
Yeah.
But there weren't a ton. Like
it was just filler. It was like, let's get more hours into this game.
Yeah.
It was like trying to justify the price point, it felt like, or justify giving it its own game. You know what I mean? Like having it in 3 sections. They're like, we just need to fill it with time. But I didn't need that. I would have been happy with a 12-hour game. If the story was incredible, I would have been fine with it.
Right.
So I'm pissed. I don't even know if I want the third game. Hate the ending. Hate the mini games. Beautiful graphics.
Yep, beautiful graphics. Cloud and Tifa still look great. So if you had to score it, what would you score it out of 10?
I give it like a 4.
Really?
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I think they really ruined a beautiful story.
At least you didn't have to buy it.
That's true. Thank you.
I'll let you borrow it.
Thank you.
I'm trading it.
And I'll probably feel better about it later. I'll probably bring it up to like a 6 or something. But I'm pissed right now. So
yeah,
I feel like they just shit on such a good story. I don't know.
I think a lot of people share the same passion about it, especially because like Final Fantasy is like one of your favorite things.
I love it. It's one of my favorite game series ever. I mean, I wanted like a remake like they did for 7 for 10. Obviously, that's not in the works anytime soon. It's a newer game, but PlayStation 2 is new, I guess. It's only like 3 systems ago. Yeah. But now, like seeing what they did to the story of 7, I don't want them to fucking touch it. I don't want them to even look at it sideways.
Maybe they'll be really good with the feedback, and that won't happen.
Yeah.
Because they can still build it on the same framework, same engine, or whatever, and it's fine. Like you said, it's beautiful. Just tell the right story, add the right things if you're going to change it any.
Yeah. Yeah. And most of the story was great. The stuff that they followed with the original was really good. Some of the changes, like the character introductions, hashing out, giving them more backstory, like especially Yuffie, was done really well. It was just like a major thing that they just like laughed in my face.
Yeah.
And it just felt, I'm like offended. I was like, really,
why would you do this?
I'm like hurt by Square. Like, why would you do this to me?
You knew I was going to play this.
Right? Like, did you not have me in mind when you made this game? Me personally. And I went online to see if other people were mad, and it's really about half and half. Some people love the change and some people hate it. So whatever. I'm mad. Yeah. I'm so pissed.
It's mostly the mini games. Dumbass mini games.
I almost didn't finish the game because of the mini games, and I gave up on them, and that's when I finally just went.
Yeah, you did take a long break.
Yeah.
You did take a long break.
It's too many. So
we'll see where that goes, I guess. I'll probably still play the third one. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then you just finished a couple hours ago, right?
Yeah.
An indie game that I had kind of found and recommended. Well, no, I think you had come across it before.
Yeah, you reminded me about it.
I reignited your passion for wanting to play that. So let's hear about that.
Killer Frequency, another really unique, fresh game. You are you're a radio host in the 80s, and essentially there's a serial killer on the loose, and people call in to the radio station because they can't call 911 for reasons in the story, and they call in to you to help them survive the killer when the killer shows up. So these people call in and you have to solve like puzzles and riddles and give them advice on how to survive the killer. And the choices you make and the advice you give them determines if they live or not. It's really well done, and the music is funky.
I noticed the soundtrack was really good. So you streamed most of this. Basically, we didn't like share it out. I just wanted to watch it because I was working on other stuff. I was like, I could use some background. And that was one of the first things I noticed was the soundtrack was really, really cool, really 80s, because you would like have these phone calls and all this intense stuff would be going on. And then you kind of have to regroup with like your producer, and you'd put a record on and you get to choose through the records. And I think you could find records in the environment or whatever, and then bring them in, and it adds to the collection of stuff you can play. And I think sometimes it kind of told you what to play, but sometimes you could pick. But anyway, the soundtrack was cool. You'd regroup and you'd put like a record on, and then you'd have the back and forth with your producer about the phone call you just had. So it was set up really cool. It almost made it a cozy game. I know it's not a cozy game, but it gave it this more relaxing kind of feel after you go through these real intense moments. And like you'd mentioned, there's a bunch of prank callers, so you're like trying to sort this shit out.
Pawnee Pizza was my favorite. He was hilarious,
and it come up a lot of times.
So there's a lot of other callers that call in too and just like chat with you, and I would say it wasn't super scary. I wasn't really scared while I was playing the game. I was more stressed about getting people out alive, but it was good. I would say the twist, because every serial killer movie has a twist, wasn't like super crazy, but it still like
was satisfying.
Duped me. So it was good. I really enjoyed it. Another really like creative, fresh game to play outside of all the same stuff that I've been seeing lately.
So how'd you feel about the puzzles? Because I felt like the puzzles were varied enough. Like they were all very different. And usually you're on the phone with someone telling them what to do based on whatever like puzzle info that you had.
They were challenging. They were. And some of them weren't super straightforward, which gave it more of a realistic feel of, I have to make a decision. Like, I don't have all the facts here. I just have to make a choice. So sometimes it wasn't super obvious. Like, you could stare at a map all day and not know what the right answer was, because that was the one I got wrong, was when I was looking at the map and saying who needed to go help the guy in the fire. And they did vary a lot. And it's challenging enough that I had Zach help me with some of them. There was like a maze one, and I had him put his finger on the TV. Because it was like some of them were like it was like a 2-person job.
Yeah, that was the only one I chimed in on because I was following that.
Yeah, when we got to the very last turn, me and Zach, you couldn't hear us. We were arguing over what we were like yelling at each other, and then you reaffirmed Zach, so you guys were right and I was wrong.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't like quite figure out which way he's facing, but I was like, well, it's either backwards or right, and there was no backwards options.
Yeah.
It's definitely right according to the map.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
and
cool.
Another short game too. It's like only 5 or 6 hours.
And that's your kind of game too. The horror, survival, dialogue driven, make decisions.
Puzzle, indie, horror.
Yeah.
And it narrative driven. Like you're pretty much just in your booth most of the 90% of the game. It's very much dialogue driven. It's just all about. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of Firewatch.
Yeah, which oddly enough, I was more anxious playing Firewatch than I was this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all like based on communication.
Yeah.
Both games are kind of like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool too. Killer Frequency. I think it came out in 2023, so it's not like it's brand new, but it's not that old either.
Yeah.
So I wonder what else that studio will come up with out of there.
Well,
so you took the time off and then you banged out
3 games.
Finished this game, played through this, and played through this.
Yeah, I wasn't messing around.
I did Plucky Squire as well.
Yeah.
And then I played, but not. I guess I'm playing, but I didn't finish the Anno Mutationem game.
Is that the one I was watching you play?
Cyberpunk side scroller. That game's awesome. I still need to finish that. And then for some reason, I just started playing. I bought Spider-Man 2 on physical retail disc 2 years ago. I don't know. It's been sitting on my kitchen table forever. So I finally installed that and started playing it. And it's super slick. I like the other ones, the original Spider-Man and Miles Morales. I liked Miles Morales a little more just because I like his character more. If anybody knows me, I'm not a Spider-Man fan at all. I think it's kind of cheesy and I don't know. He's like not my favorite superhero whatsoever. But I really like Miles Morales. So in Spider-Man 2, it's kind of a split campaign. So you go back and forth playing between Peter Parker and Miles Morales. So I was like, I'll dig that.
Yeah.
And the open world is even bigger, the Manhattan and Central Park and all of that. So I haven't put a ton of time into it, but it's very, I think I texted you, it's like, this game is, it looks great. It's super slick and fast and fun and the combat and all that. But I've played this game twice already.
Yeah.
So, it's very samey as far as that goes, at least so far.
Yeah. That's why I didn't get through Miles Morales. I was like, I've done this.
I've played this game already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been a long enough layoff that it's still kind of fresh to me, but I feel like it's going to wear on me. Like, I'm worried that I'm not going to finish it because it's going to wear on me because I know it's a huge game. I'm all about exploring the city and finding collectibles, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm like, screw the main story. I just want to find all the photo ops and all, and find all those things. But it is super slick, fun. If you like collecting Spidey suits, it's good for that. There's like 10 times more than there used to be. And there's like color variants of each one. So if you like doing that, that's really fun. And I love Insomniac. I do. They make great games and all of that is in there. It's just too samey. I wish they would have done something else. We'll see once we get to the end, because maybe this does wrap up this chapter of this story and we get to move on. But, yeah, kind of samey.
Yeah.
It's not like I would super low score it because of that, because it is super fast and fun and fluid. The voice acting's good. The story's got me interested. It's just when you're web slinging around the city, it's like, man, I've done this, but like none of this is new. Especially when you played the first one, you're like, fuck yeah, like you can rope swing, you can web sling from anywhere.
You can do flips in the air.
Yeah, you can do tricks and stuff. So that factor is gone. But still an awesome game. I'm just playing it super, super, super late.
Yeah.
And I still haven't bought the show, MLB The Show. I'm going to buy that.
Really? Isn't that like your jam?
Yeah, well, I'm going to trade in.
Oh, Final Fantasy, now that I beat it?
Yeah, it's holding good value. It's still worth like $30.
Oh, nice.
And I knew I didn't need the show right away because I had a couple things on deck, so I'm kind of waiting to maybe see if it goes on sale. Baseball season's 6 months long. Like, I'll be into baseball for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for like a $20 off or something, unless the tariffs move it up or something.
Oh God, I should buy a new PlayStation controller before that happens.
So much stuff going on with that.
Yeah.
Does that get us up to date with what we've been playing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, other than that, I'm just still playing Hyrule Warriors sometimes.
Well, I was going to ask you what's next, because now you're at a...
Yeah, so I need to beat Metaphor still.
Oh yeah.
I've been stuck on a boss. I'm like very much at the end of the game, like probably last 20 hours. And I'm just stuck on a boss. And since it's like a time sensitive game, just like Persona, it's like if I leave this area, I'm wasting time. So do I just grind out until I can't anymore and then leave, or I'm stuck on my decision making, because it's at the point in the game where every decision changes how powerful I am and like my relationships with characters. It's just like overwhelming.
Are you in like the final chapter or palace or whatever? I'm not. Dungeon.
I didn't go to it yet, but yes, I'm pretty sure they kind of said a couple times like, this is the final boss, and then it wasn't. But I feel pretty confident this time.
So you probably have like a handful of hours, like 4 or 5 hours.
If I do all the side stuff, I could probably squeeze out 20. Because like this is unlike Persona, you do side dungeons as well. So you can like really crank out hours in these dungeons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of substitutes the metaverse from Persona.
Yeah.
Level up and stuff.
So that's probably on deck for me, unless I find another super fun indie game. I'm really digging them right now.
Me too. What else was on my Coffee Talk was on our list.
Yeah.
Animal Well. I think you and I would both enjoy that game too. So there are a couple. Then MLB The Show. And then we'll see what happens with Spider-Man, I guess. So that's kind of what's coming up.
Yeah.
So if we recap that, Final Fantasy, fuck you guys. Killer Frequency is awesome. Mm-hmm. Metaphor is great. What was your other one? Plucky Squire is fantastic. If you've got a few bucks and want to cozy up, totally worth playing. Spider-Man meh, and then Anno Mutationem. That game is kick-ass. I'll try to put up a graphic during that so you know how to spell it and everything. That game's super cool. Cyberpunk and all that. So that's what we've been playing. Catch you later.